Just. Uh, What? That's funny. Yep. Who would ever think, hey, you discuss it. They said, okay, we found someone to replace you. And, do this. Right. Yeah. Or you got, do that. And, I kind of, yeah, so we'll do that. Well, welcome to our service, everybody. Ner Tamid. Like to remind you that you are being seen on our new video screens. If your camera is on using Zoom, let us maintain proper decorum if you're on Zoom as we worship together. And thank you for your cooperation with that.
We also have to maintain proper decorum as well, those of us in person.
Yes, while we're here.
We have to behave as well. Because we're all being seen too. You know, the rabbi needs a siddur. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I noticed.
I know a lot of things by heart.
He knows to go to page 23, because that's where we're going to start tonight.
Yes. So
What
since
page?
it's Yom Tov, we don't do the Kabbalah Shabbat, but we still have to acknowledge Shabbat. So we're going to start on page 23 with Ms. Moshe Yom HaShabbat. You know, we can do this responsibly. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Why don't
Rabbi.
we do it responsibly?
Sounds good. And let me begin. So it's Psalm 92. Page 23. It is good to acclaim Adonai, to sing your praise, exalted God.
To affirm your love each morning and your faithfulness each night, to the music of the lute and the melody of the harp.
Your works, Adonai, make me glad. I sing with joy of your creation.
How vast your works, Adonai, your designs are beyond our grasp.
The thoughtless cannot comprehend. The foolish cannot fathom this.
The wicked may flourish, springing up like grass, but their doom is sealed, for you are supreme forever.
Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish. All the wicked shall crumble.
But me you have greatly exalted. I'm anointed with fragrant oil. I've seen the downfall of my foes. I have heard the despair of my attackers.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, and they shall grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will thrive in the courts of our God.
They shall bear fruit even in old age. They shall be ever fresh and fragrant. To proclaim Adonai
Adonai is just,
my rock, in whom there is no law. Oh, you know the Shenim, the Rananim, Yashar Adonai, Suri, Velo Avlatabo.
And 24, and I'm lucky to raise it just as that's
Erotecha nemnemo leveit chana v'kodesh, Adonai leyorech yamim.
Now, Mourners Kaddish, those observing your side, please rise, page 24. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'almadi v'akirute v'yamlich malchute. V'chaye chon uv'yomei chon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagalau v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehi shmei rabbam nevorach le'olam u'meo baya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekucha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata. Damiram bi'alma v'yamru amen.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rava min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'el kol Yisrael v'yamru amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'el kol Yisrael v'yamru amen.
Amen.
Now we all rise for the Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevarach.
Baruch Adonai Barak le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevarach le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated and silently on page 28. Gemma Columbus Road.
Umavir yom amevi laila, umavdil ben yom avein laila. Adonai tzivaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamidim loch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, amari v'rabim.
29.
Vatolom
Vatolom
b'Yisrael.
b'Yisrael.
Yihem chayenu v'yorech yameinu, v'hem negei yamam v'layla. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני,
Shmo.
אוהב עמו ישראל.
Page 30.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Josh.
Yahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol avavcha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavcha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, v'velektecha v'derech, u'v'shachbecha u'v'kumecha, v'kashatam liot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'ketavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'sharecha. And silently to the bottom of the page. Lemanye boyemechem vime venechem al adama hashin ishba Adonai lavotechem latet lahem k'mer shemayim ala aretz. Let's read together page 31. Vayomer Adonai al Moshe lemor daber el bnei Yisrael v'amata aleihem v'yasu lahem tzitzit al kanfei bigdeihem ledorotam b'natnu al tzitzit hakana patil techelet v'haya lachem letzitzit uritem oto uzachartem ekol mitzvot Adonai v'yasitem otam v'lo taturu acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem asher atem zonim achareihem leman tizkaru v'yasitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher rotzei tietchem eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem leElohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem. Amen.
Page 32.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך רבו בניך בוקר לפני משה זה ליאנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי ברא את יעקב וגואל מי החזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני God Israel.
Amen. Let's read together on page 33. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guide our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praise the you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all his people, Israel, and over Jerusalem.
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני. הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
Please rise for the Vishamru on top of page 34.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת
לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל
את
השבת,
Shabbos לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים
ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את
השבת, לעשות את השבת
לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וידבר משה את מועד אדוני אל בני ישראל.
Thus Moses proclaimed the festivals of Adonai before the people Israel.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ויעמד יברח חירותי וימלך מלכותי בחייכון ובמכון ובחדר כל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו
אמן.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך
לעולם
ומעולם
יתברך.
יברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה
בריחו
לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם בעלמא ויאמרו
To remain standing for the Amidah for the festivals, which is actually on page 41B. And please insert for Shabbat and insert for Chag HaMatzot for Pesach. And it goes through page 44, then you may be seated. So on page 44 on the top.
Shalom
Shalom
Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol shalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol shalom. Shalom
Shalom
Rava
Rava Yisrael Amcha
Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava
Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha
Tasim Leolam.
Tov beinecha levarech
Et Amcha Yisrael V'chol Erev Kol Shah B'shlomecha. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Let's read together in the middle of page 44. My God, keep my tongue from evil, my lips from lies. Help me ignore those who would slander me. Let me be humble before all. Open my heart to your Torah, that I may pursue your mitzvot. Frustrate the designs of those who plot evil against me. Make nothing of their schemes. Act for the sake of your compassion, your power, your holiness, and your Torah. Answer my prayer for the deliverance of your people. And may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, my rock and my redeemer. And now let's sing together, Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimroma. Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. V'al Kol Yisrael. V'imru, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al Kol Yisrael v'yamaru. Amen. May the one who brings peace to his universe bring peace to us and to all the people dwelling everywhere in the people Israel. And let us say Amen.
Amen.
So at this time, let's do a prayer for some healing. And of course, you know the routine. When I hesitate, please add a name or you think someone who could use a little extra healing. Misha Be'erach Avotenu Avram Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarivka Rakav Aleya Hu Yavarik v'Rape. Please bring blessing and healing too. Kol Anashim Hashem Tafim Shema Shali. Yes. Ya Kadosh Baruch Hu Yom Lei Rachamim Aleim Lachzi Kam Rabotam Yishlach Lehemer Fu Shleim and Shemayim Rufus and Nefesh Rose Aguf B'Tok Shekol Yisrael Shabbat Hiu Yom Tov Hi Muzak Rufu Krov Alavo HaShabbat Zman Kariv and Omar Amen. Please bring blessing and healing to all who are ill, and may the Holy One mercifully restore them to health and vigor, granting them physical and spiritual well-being, together with all those who are ill. And we yet hope and pray that healing is at hand, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu. Mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Now we rise for the Avachulu on page 47.
Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam vayechal Elohim hayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishpot vayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa. Vayivarech Elohim et Yom Hashvi, Vayikadesh Oto, Kivo Shabbat Mikol Melachto, Kivo Shabbat Mikol Melachto, Asher bara Elohim Asher bara Elohim Laso. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor, V'hanora, Elyon, Konei Shamayim V'aretz.
You may be seated, bottom of 47.
Magen Avot Bidvaro, Mechayim Meitim Demamaro, Ha'el HaKadosh She'en Kamohu, Hameniach Le'yamo, V'yom Shabbat HaKodsho, Kivam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem, Kivam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem, Lefanav navod be'ira v'pachad, v'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid, me'yon habrachot, el ha'hoda'ot Adon ha'shalom, mikadesh ha'shabbat u'mevarek shevi, Umeniach b'kedusha le'yamedu shnei oneg zecher l'masei bereshit Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu ritzei v'mnuchateinu ka'acheinu b'mitzvotecha V'tein chelkeinu v'toratecha, sahabeinu mituvecha, v'samcheinu v'shuatecha, v'taher libeinu le'avdecha be'emet, v'hanechilenu Adonai Eloheinu, be'yahava u'v'ratzon Shabbat Kodshecha, v'yanuchu Yisrael, mikadeshei shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh HaShabbat. If someone's going to pass out the wine, now would be the time to do so. If not, go get it yourself. Page 48. Yikadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalmat v'brachirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chay lechol Beit Yisrael v'galav v'zman kariv v'yimaru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam v'lo me'omaya Yivarach v'yishtabach v'par v'romah v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalav v'yitalav shemei kedusha b'richu le'yelam min kol birchata b'shirata v'chata v'nechemata d'amiram v'yamav v'yimru. Amen. Tikabas loton v'oton d'cho Yisrael kadama v'hon d'bishmai v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chaim alei v'akar tzra v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Oh, Yaseh Shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yifru. Amen. So while they're handing out the wine, which we forgot to pour beforehand.
Okay, so today Kiddush, by the way, is on page 50. It's the Yontov Kiddush, and we stick in the pot for Shabbat.
And you'll notice that we're not going to do the Shechianu tonight because it's the end of the Chag. This one is different than Sukkot. I mentioned this morning when we did the Chatzi Hallel that because it's Pesach, you only had to make one sacrifice on Pesach 1. During Sukkot, you have to make a different one every day. So you have to do the full Hallel and everything else. Pesach also eliminates some of the joy because of the 10 drops that we do for the Egyptians that had to die, on behalf of the 10 plagues. And so there's a little bit less joy. So we do a little bit less of the Hallel today, and we don't do the Shechianu tonight because the holiday didn't just start. It's been going on now. So it is different. Pesach's different. Tomorrow, by the way, I'm giving my Devar now because tonight I wrote a Devar Torah for tonight, and I thought it was too crummy. It was filled with matzah. So tomorrow we've got a service which will, of course, be a service that will have memory. We'll do Yisker tomorrow, but also a beautiful poem that we'll be reading, Shir HaShirim. We don't do the whole thing, but the festival of Pesach is the festival of renewal, Chag HaAviv, the spring festival. We're watching the birds and the bees, the flowers and the trees. It's always the thing though, where people love the Chagim, they love the pilgrimage festivals, except for the cantors. The only one the cantors really don't mind that much is Shavuot, because think about it, right? Pesach is the festival of pollen. When the pollen is going. So the voices of the Chazanim, right? I got yontifitis, every time, right? And then in the fall, the leaves are falling and you get the mold. So it's terrible. They schedule these holidays poorly for Chazanim.
Because we need congregational support on those holidays. That's what it is. One other thing with the full Hallel, the angel said, why don't we do full Hallel? And he says, well, even though the Jewish people survived, there's still a lot of people that died, right? Just like what the rabbi mentioned with taking the blood out of the little drops out of the cup. So that's why we can do a half Hallel for that reason.
We take a little bit of that joy.
A little bit, gotta be sympathetic even to our enemies. So if I could ask you to rise, page 50 for the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chavanu mikol ha'am v'ramamanu mikol hasham v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'yahava Shabbatot b'mnucha u'moadim l'simcha chagim uzmanim l'sason et yom haShabbat hazeh v'et yom chag hamatzot hazeh zman teruteinu b'yava mikra kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Ivanu b'achar taviotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim Shabbat u'moadei kadshecha b'yava uvratzon b'simcha v'sason hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'Shabbat v'Yisrael v'hazmanim.
Amen.
Chaim. I just remembered something that happened today. You can stay out, stay, because you're going to count the Omer. You're going to actually go to page 55, I think.
55.
We'll count the Omer and then we'll sit for a minute. Dude, let's do the Omer. Okay.
Let's do the Omer first. In the middle paragraph on page 55, we'll do that in English together. And then today was number 6. I'm not allowed to tell you what we're going to do next because that would be like counting the Omer. So today was 6. We go to the next day. But I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer as it is ordained in the Torah. You shall count from the eve of the second day of Pesach, when an Omer of grain is to be brought as an offering. 7 complete weeks. The day after the 7th week of your counting will make 50 days. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Hayom shiva yamim shehem shavua echad la'omer. So tonight is 7 days,
and
which is
1
the same
week.
as 1 week.
We did a week already?
Wow, week.
It seems like last Friday night, we did the first Seder.
Unbelievable.
Have a seat for a second. So
Sure, go right
I
ahead.
was on the pulpit today with Rabbi Bernie and Rabbi Allison at Temple Ben Abraham. And, you know, tomorrow we're going to do Yisker. And we do Yisker to obviously remember the people who came before us. And every time I speak to people about that, I remind people that those that we love, you don't have to sit, I'm not going to be long. Those that we love, while they physically go, they don't leave us. Our loved ones never really leave us. They're always a part of our thoughts and a part of our life. And today I had one of those moments. As I was standing on the pulpit with Rabbi Allison, I looked at her and I went, I miss my chametz. And she said, what? You can't wait to the end of Pesach? I said, no, I will wait to the end of Pesach. But I said, my father, Olav Shalom, used to go up to the rabbi on the 7th day of Pesach. And he was the chazan in Rhode Island. And he'd walk up to Rabbi Bonin, Olav Shalom, and he'd stand on the pulpit so everybody could hear. I miss my chametz. And the rabbi would say, you have one more day to wait. One more. Can you do it? I miss my chametz. I'll never forget that. So now, Rabbi, I will have to tell you, as we continue Lador Vador, I miss my chametz.
Oh, you do, okay.
Are you going to tell me to wait?
Till Sunday morning anyway. so-
Never mind. I'm selling your chametz back at 8:20 tomorrow night, folks. You're not really supposed to. You're not really supposed to get, you know. I miss my chametz. Page 51.
Please rise for the Eleno.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kohem, v'gor aleinu kechohamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים
לפני מלך
מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ
ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל
ושכינתו זו
ושכינתו זו
בגבי
בגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אינו אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו
ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום בהשבות אל לבבך
כי
אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים
ממעל
ועל הארץ
הארץ מתחת אין עוד אין.
ימלכות שגהינם תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
May be seated. This time we remember the yortzites of our congregants who passed away this week. Ida Butler, Martin J. Altshuler, Seymour Cole, Gertrude Glasser, Saul Hurwitz, Beatrice Cantor, Sidney Brody, Joseph Greenberg, Myrna Juarez, Max Wolf, Morris Collier, Robert Kleiner, Bessie Sinitsky, Arthur Fenster, Albert Halpern, Miriam Kirstein, Harry Pawn, Samuel M. Zellum. Are there any other yortsites for this week? No? With that, I could ask you all to sing Mourner's Kaddish, rise and join me on page 52 for those observing yortzeit and Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah. V'alma divra kirute v'yamlik malchute. V'chaye chon of yomei chon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagalau v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam omeo maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekucha berichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Tamiram b'alma v'yamru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu yal kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. This time, we'll call up our president, Del Lubaski, to make a few announcements. Well, it doesn't have to be all those Passover announcements anyways, huh?
Okay, Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach, everybody. As always, rabbis, thank you so much for leading us in prayer tonight. Tomorrow morning services will be at 9 a.m., not 9:30 as usual. It's at 9 a.m. We'll be reciting Yisra at that time in the morning. Sunday morning at 9 a.m. also, and we have a request for a minyan. So if you're able to come on Sunday morning, Leni would appreciate it. Evening minions are Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. in person on Zoom, on Facebook and YouTube. There's exercise and bridge at the temple all through the week. You know the routine. I'm not going to go through it again. Our religious school will be having an open house on Sunday, May 1st from 10 to 11:15. If you know of any family who may be interested, please spread the word and invite them to our open house. Sisterhood will be presenting a program, afternoon tea, Torah, and tunes, also on May 1st from 2 to 3:30. The cost is $18 per person. Everyone is welcome. On Saturday evening, May 7th, please join us as we pay tribute to Rabbi and Kip Perlman. Dinner and entertainment, your check is your reservation. And hold the date, the first day of Shavuot, which is Sunday, June 5th, for a taste of Torah. And it might be a slice of Torah, a slice of pizza, a slice of cheesecake. So we're going to have a family event. We'll have a traditional service. We'll have some family events downstairs, and everyone will join together for a slice of Torah, a slice of pizza, and a slice of cheesecake. So lots of things happening. Look for that information coming soon. It's a Sunday, so it's a great day to join us at Temple Ner Tamid. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.
Did she say pizza? She didn't say
Sounds great.
pizza. She didn't say pizza, did she? Say pizza on Chametz Day? Come on. Oops.
Says you're not supposed to see it, says if you can hear about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You can.
It's fine.
Page 53 for the Yigdal.
I like it round, I like it round. I don't like the square ones. I like the round ones. Lasagna is also chametz. Never mind. Page what?
Page 53.
To Rabbi Bernie's favorite melody. Yikal Elohim chai v'yishtabach nimsa v'yened el metziuto echad v'yen yachi ki yichudo nelam v'gam etzof leyachduto.
Ein lo demut haguf v'yein o guf lo na'aroch elav kiddushato קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו,
הינו אדון עולם
בכל עוצה יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו. לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומביט את אמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יחל יפעל ולא ימיר דתו לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרשעתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפתוח מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו, מתים יחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. I'll open your mics on the Zoom so you can say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, nicely done. Yashkov, Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Chag Sameach.
Shabbat shalom.